going to cover over this painting a bit with this white, warm white and wax.
Oh, it's very loose. Did you add anything to it
I
besides
did not, I just put wax.
Oh.
I put the marble dust in there. Again, notice that my touch is really light, so I'm not smearing. It's warm white, is what it is from Gamblin. Okay, so now, where was that leaf? Oh, here it is. So if you wanted to do some kind of leaf print, and again, this could get really, what's the word? Contrived. So you want to be careful, or just notice how leafy it looks, and if that's what you want. And then I'm going to just roll over it. What I'm always interested in is that part. You know, so I'll just play a game here. We'll go this and that. So I'll just put this over here. Another way to get interesting shapes too, right? Blocked out shapes, positive and negative. So let's see what this did. Really subtle, but when it sets up and you go over it, you'll see it. I'm trying to see if I can pick up what's underneath the bottom. Let's just do it this way. Watch the brayer. Again, subtle, you can't really see it, but watch this. See that? I could do this. Ooh, let's use the sand. And just kind of do that. What else you got? There was something else that you had that was interesting.
Me?
Yeah. You gotta have thick paint to create, you know, the surface of it, which is, you know, it's real subtle. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, you can't really see it. You can also do this, or I might try this. Is put, oh, now it's gonna get all mucky muck. Now, when that dries and I go over it with a glaze, it's gonna pick up that stuff. Right now, it kind of looks messy, but I can tell you this part is gonna be quite nice.
Do you want to try one of those stencils?
Sure. So just another way to make a line in there. It's good to do it with darks and lights or complementary color. There was something else though that you guys had. What do you have?
Oh, no, just,
Yes. You know what, while I'm here, here's another thing. So edges are really are really important and interesting, and big shapes. Adds interest, scale. Remember we're talking about scale? So one of the ways you can sort of play around with that is to use paper. So I'm just gonna lay this in here like that. And then I'm going to take this. Lightly. So it's a nice way to break up the space and give you some interesting edges, and break up the scale of all the little stuff that we tend to do going on. And then, I gotta do something with this, so, because I have to. So I gotta, and look how beautiful that is. That's the thing.
Can you use the
Tissue
tissue
paper.
paper for collage later? or-
Sure. Let it dry, or, you see, you get these different kinds of lines. So a lot of times I'll paint with the paper. Just to, break the space up. It's the kitchen sink right now, but I'll wash the dishes soon. Okay, what'd you give me? It's like Dare the Teacher. Well, let's see how much paint I have on here and what this will do. Just gonna push it in. Push it in, and then I'm gonna scooch you over it. Maybe I'll even that's quite nice. And then I'll turn it over here and roll it in. And then I could do this too. Can't decide which one to use. Here. It's just a nice way of blending without it. It just changes up the way the paint mixes. You know what a lot of times I do with these is when I'm making marks, I use the stencil to break out of my mark making. So I just kind of go like this, and wherever it lays, it goes. So it breaks up. Of course, you can't see it because I have too much stuff on there. Here, I'll do it with the pick and stick. It's just other ways to make marks, and these things are kind of fun when they happen accidentally, because then you can just kind of repeat it over there, repeat it over there. And then when you have a lot of paint, like I do at the moment, I think, I can still dig down because it's kind of wet. And notice I left that edge. You see that edge? Thick and thin. Little muddy because it's too wet, but I could still dig down and get what's underneath. I would let it set up before I did that again. So then I just gonna go bye-bye. But look what's left. So taking away and putting back, and it always brings you something else. I think that's it. I mean, what else you got for me? There's your mess back. Oh, shells.